There is an unspoken law among children of celebrities that precludes all but the most casual questions about one's parents. The children of the famous try to avoid discussing their famous parents. The public attempts to get to know celebrities better through their children. Some people feel that the star is public property.
Kathy Cronkite, Walter Cronkite's daughter, has written a wonderful book entitled On the Edge of the Spotlight. Celebrities' children speak out about their lives. She says, ultimately, the major influence in our lives is not our parents' fame, but our parents themselves. Hi, I'm Joe Feinstein, and today on Teen Talk, we're going to explore the world of children of celebrities. We've invited teenagers whose moms and dads are recognizable names to all of us. Welcome, panel. Welcome to Teen Talk. And if you would, please tell us your name and tell us who your famous mom or dad is. Mara?
My name is Mara Fell. My father's name is Norman Fell, and he's an actor.
Okay.
My name is Chris Franciosa, and my dad's name is Anthony Franciosa, and he's an actor.
Right.
Teen Talk on Children of the Stars. A discussion with Joe Feinstein and a teenage panel on the subject of being celebrity children.
My name is Josh Rozewski, and my father is Bob Rozewski, and he's a financial advisor on the radio and news.
Okay, so he's a news analyst?
Yeah.
I see.
My name is Jessica Fleischman, and my dad is Ernest Fleischman, and he's the director of the Los Angeles Philharmonic.
That's a lot of music into your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Adam Rozewski, and my dad is Bob Rozewski on TV and radio.
That must make you two guys brothers or something.
Yep.
You guys know each other?
Somewhere.
We'll find out how well you know each other as we go along tonight. I'm wondering, what are some of the problems that you experience as being your parents' child? I mean, it's not quite the same thing as being John Doe's daughter or son. You're Annette Funicello's daughter. What does that mean to you?
What does it mean? Well, there's no problems involved. I've never had a problem with that. I'm really proud of her, and so I'm happy. Like, you know, when people ask me questions about her or something. But it's exciting.
It is exciting?
Yeah, I like it.
How is that for you, Gina?
It's fine. Nobody's ever put me in that spot or put me down or anything for being it. So there's nothing wrong with it. I'm happy, you know, that she's her. And
Beautiful, beautiful. Do people? What's the reaction with you?
Well, like Gina said, there's no real problem. It's kind of fun sometimes when teachers come up to me and tell me to thank my dad for the financial advice he gave and reminding them.
I won some money on the stock market or something. Yeah.
But like I said, there's no problem. Like she said too, I'm really proud of my dad, and I like it. I'm getting used to it now too.
That's neat. That's neat. How about you, Mara? Dad's pretty well known. I don't know necessarily if he's known by the name, but certainly everybody knows that face and his parts and stuff.
I used to hate it when I was younger. I mean, people would stare like when we go in restaurants, like ask for autographs, and I used to like look at them and give them a mean look and stare. Yeah, when I was younger. But now I love it. I just smile because if it wasn't for them, he wouldn't be where he is.
Okay. All right. What about you? Does it work the same way for you, Adam, as it works for Josh?
Yeah, kind of, but it gets kind of annoying when the same people, come up to you and say, Adam, I saw your dad on the news. It's like, great, I saw him at home.
I turned him off yesterday myself. Do you ever turn your dad off?
Sometimes.
Do you?
But usually my mom watches him all the time, so if I'm in the same room, I watch him.
My kids are so blasé about coming in and watching Teen Talk. You know, they say, oh, you do it all the time, Dad, you know. Big deal kind of thing. But I love it. I mean, you know, I love doing the program and I love doing the show. What about you, Chris?
I think there's no problems.
No problems?
Yeah, it's just like fun when people come up and say, your dad's, you know, Tony Franciosa. It's fun.
Do you ask them who their dad is?
No.
No? What about that statement that Kathy Cronkite said? Ultimately, the major influence in your life is not your parents' fame, but your parents themselves. How do you react to that, Jessica?
Well, I think that's pretty true because, you know, my dad's just my dad to me, and sometimes people like come up to him and they just go, oh, you know, I really think that what you're doing is really good and all this stuff. And I just kind of go, oh, you know, so he's doing something for other people aside from me. But he's also my dad, you know, first to me.
Always your dad first.
Yeah.
I see. And what about you, Gina?
Same thing. It's my mom does influence me because I don't know, just everything that she does I really admire. But I'd put her in front of how can I say this? Like her acting career doesn't come before her family life ever. And so that's a really big influence and everything on me.
So the things that she's doing in terms of her work is her work, and that makes her happy. But the things that she does as your mother is still
it's like two different lives for her. She'd rather be with the family, and she'd rather be at home with us, and when my mom was growing up, she was always on the road and always acting and performing, and she never grew up like my brothers and I are now. She never went through high school and proms and, you know, football games, and so she wants to help us have what she never had.
There's the 7-Up commercial with Sugar Ray Leonard and his son in which they're both working out in the gymnasium. And a number of kids pass by and they look at Sugar Ray and they say, "Hey, there's the champ." At which point his little boy looks up and says, "Nah, he's just my dad." You know, your parents' fame either affects you more than you think it does or a lot less than you think it does. And I'm wondering, panel, how does your parents' fame affect you? Adam?
Well, I think it affects me more, less than I think it does.
Less than you think it does.
Yeah, because sometimes like people come up to me and I say, wow, maybe they want to talk to me, but then they say, oh, I saw your dad, stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, okay. And it's not like it sometimes bothers me when the same people come do it like 4 or 5 times. But
20, 30 times.
yeah, when it gets up there. But you get used to it, and then you just think, oh, okay, and it doesn't really bother you anymore. And they say, oh, he saw my dad, good for him. That must mean they like him or they watch the channel he's on and stuff like that. And it's like, good for dad, but
That's for dad.
yeah, that's
Okay.
for dad, I'm me.
All right, Jessica, what about you?
Well, it doesn't really affect me and people coming up to me because he's not a very public figure, but it does affect me how I meet a lot of people that I wouldn't normally meet that turn out to be really interesting. And just a lot of I go out with a lot of interesting people, like groups of people, and you see, you know, these aren't just musicians or something, they're real people and they have jokes and gossip and things like that.
Right. Gina, you're Annette Funicello's daughter. I know that we had the over mic at the time that they were announcing the names. And does this problem affect you, mom's fame?
Sometimes it does. Like, I hate it when I'm at a party and constantly getting introduced as, well, this is Annette Funicello's daughter, here she is, you know. Never Gina Gilardi, never me. It's like I lose my identity, you know, it's only her. And that's when it bothers me, but that doesn't happen too much. And if it's just like kind of like on a one-to-one basis, somebody will happen to say, oh, this is Gina, she's Annette Funicello's daughter. Nothing bothers me like that, but just if it's repeatedly over and over again.
Are you ever in awe of your parents' fame, or are they just simply and always mom and dad? You know, your dad is a very well-known star, and you know, and has been for a number of years.
I think I enjoy seeing him, and I'd like to follow in his footsteps, and I'd like to be an actor. Yeah, but it doesn't, I don't think of him too much as like he's, you know, the actor. He's my dad. And
Do you go to see his movies?
yeah.
And when you come out of the movies and you see him up on the screen there, what do you think?
I just like at the beginning, I think, wow, that's my dad, but then I just get used to it.
Did you ever come out saying, oh, that's a terrible performance, Dad? I mean, you know, really bad.
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Dad in a bad performance, Ma?
No, I always think he's funny, you know, just the way he is. I just love to watch him just to laugh. I've seen a lot of, you know, things that he's been in, so I'm just kind of used to it, you know. But I always love to watch his shows when I can.
You were mentioning the fact that when you go in a public place, sometimes in the restaurants, and people look at you and him and they start staring. How do you react today in 1981, 82?
Now, like I was saying before, if it wasn't for them, you know, he wouldn't be where he is. But now I love it, you know. I don't know, now it makes me feel good, you know. You know, that he's happy that people really care enough about him and like his, you know, like how he acts and how he is. So I feel good about it now. I really like it.
I see. And what about you, Josh? Do you ever get upset when everybody starts coming over or give me autographs and stuff like that?
Well, it doesn't really bug me that much. A lot of the teachers, like I mentioned before, do it. And then they, you know, like if I'm talking to my friend in the corner or something, they'll look at me like, oh my gosh, this newsman's son is talking in class, you know. They expect me to be perfectly quiet and everything. I mean, that's the only time when it just bugs me a little bit.
I see. So there's an expectation level then.
Right.
There really is. And what about you, Adam? Same dad, same different person, yeah?
I think it's kind of funny when you're like in a restaurant or something like that and people are staring at him like, I know who he is, but I can't put a name on it. And they're thinking, and then they come up to you like if it's a waiter or something, and they say something like, aren't you Bob Rosevsky? And I go, yeah, I am. I know I knew who you were. Like, I just couldn't place it. Like, yeah.
That's the way I felt the other day when I was in the jacuzzi, and somebody turned to me and said, aren't you on TV? And I said, well, not this way, you know, the jacuzzi, but yeah, nonetheless, I'm on TV. I like that recognition. I mean, I like that for me. I don't know how my kids like it, though. I think Susie and Bradley get a little bit flustered with it, and I think they get a little bit upset with it. Do you ever get upset with it, or?
No, not really. Sometimes it's funny because sometimes people get all their courage up and they go up to my mom and they say, aren't you Annette Funicello? And if she's in a rush or something, she'll say, no, I'm sorry. Everybody tells me I look like her, but I'm not. And I just sit there and laugh or whatever, and I'm walking away and I'll look at them and I'll go, she really is, or something. But it never bothers me.
Oh, really? Okay. And what about you, too, Chris?
It never bothers me, except like when I'm having a conversation with my dad or somebody, and then they come up and disturb us. But that seldom happens.
It seldom happens, but when it does happen, what do you think? What's going on inside
I
of
just
you?
think like they're pretty rude. They should come like after we're talking.
Yeah, I was sitting one day in the restaurant and a coffee shop, and Dick Van Patten walked in with his two sons.
Yeah.
And I was sitting with Bradley, my son, and we were talking. And I just wanted to tell him how much enjoyment and pleasure he has brought into our family by virtue of all the nice parts that he's played and all the wonderful work that he's done. And that's what I did. And Bradley was nudging me on the side and saying, Dad, you know, cool it, kind of thing. But it seems like I realize and I respect their privacy. That's a very important part. But at the same time, you know, there's a whole public out there, and we're very happy about their success. Do you have to maintain a certain kind of image as a result of who you are, whose child you are? No?
No, I don't even really think of it that way, that I should act anyway. I'm just the way that I am, and I don't try to put on an act or anything.
I know you don't here, and I wouldn't feel that it would be that way there either. What about you, Adam? Do you have to put on an image, or?
Not really. Because I don't really think of myself as, hi, I'm Bob Rosevsky's son.
Let's move beyond the celebrity discussion part for a moment, and I'd like to tune into each of you separately as people and as individuals in your own right, panel. And for that, I really wonder, what are some of the things that you like about yourself? I mean, you know, all things being equal, and if conceit were consumption, we'd all be consumed. But let's talk about, what do you like about yourself? Chris, what do you like most about yourself?
I don't know. I'd like all my friends that I've...
You pleased with the choice of friends that you've made? And
yeah. And
how you are a friend to them? Mm-hmm. That's a nice thing to be pleased about. Really.
Yeah.
It takes a friend to be a friend, you know? What do you like about yourself, John?
Well, I kind of like, everybody tells me I'm outgoing and stuff, and I'm not really shy. And, you know, talking to shy people and stuff, I'm glad. I'm not nervous at all to be around people. And, you know, I'll just, if I have something to say, I'll, you know, say it, and I won't hold back because I'm scared that they're going to laugh at me or anything like that.
That's really a nice trait. You're outgoing and you're personable, and I can attest to that, having just met you today, that you really are. You're a very pleasant person. All of you are very pleasant to be with. Jessica, what do you like about yourself?
Well, pretty much the same as Josh, and I think that, you know, I like people, and I like, I think it's really important to like be honest to yourself. And if I say something like in class that other people don't really want to hear, I don't really care, because if they don't, I mean, if they, I don't care, but what other people think doesn't influence what I do.
What things in life do you guys consider important? What do you value as very important for yourself? Mara, what do you value?
As myself?
For yourself.
For myself? Just important, I think, to have confidence in yourself and be able to, you know, take your own judgment and what you think is right, instead of, you know, a lot of people always have to ask other people, like, well, what should I do? And I used to do that a lot, but now I'm starting to have more, like, confidence in myself and, like, okay, you know, I think that's right, and I'll do it because I know inside that it's right.
Well, that's neat. That's a really neat thing.
Yeah.
What about you, Gina?
I think it's important not to rely so much on your peers, what they think. If you do something and they don't like it, you know, is that going to be wrong, or you can be an outcast or something? I think it's really important to know where you want to go to.
Do you have direction of where you want to go?
Sometimes.
Do you want to be a star?
Yeah, I'd like to try it. I know it's really hard, and my dad being an agent and everything, he's all, well, wait, it's really hard. But I'd like the challenge, and I'd like to try it.
Movies or television or theater?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Okay. You want to go into newscasting or television work, Adam?
Not necessarily newscasting, but I want to go into acting.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I like being on a stage. It's fun having people clap and applaud when you do something good. It's also good to have people, if you do something funny, to have them laugh at you or have them feel what you're doing. Get the feeling that you're trying to get over so that they feel it.
I think there's a certain bravery in that, too, in the sense that you're right out there in front of the public and that you're willing enough to put yourself out there in the public eye and be seen and noticed. I mean, some of it is ego gratification for sure, but some of it is the entertainment value and the opportunity to do some really wonderful things. I consider this program one of the ways that's been given to me as an opportunity to show the whole world how neat young people really are, how fantastic and articulate and sensitive people are, young people, because not too many people understand that. Chris, what would you like for yourself in your life?
I'd just like to be successful.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Well, I'd like to be an actor.
You would?
Yeah. And I know a lot of struggling actors, and I want something to, like, kick back on.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You've got a wonderful chance for the theater, Jessica. Dad taking care of so many of them. What do you want to do?
Well, I don't know. I've kind of always wanted to go into fashion design, but I know that it's a really tough business, and there's a lot of just, you know, bad things going on in it. But I've never been really good at, like, I've been okay on stage, but I don't really trust my voice that much. And so I could never really feel comfortable doing something like that.
Tell me some of your secret hopes and dreams. A secret hope, a secret dream. You got one, Josh?
Yeah. Well, I want to, when I get older, I want to be able to look back on my life and say, gee, you know, I did some kind of good things. I helped some people out, maybe made them laugh or feel good, you know, like when they were upset, make them happy.
I really know what you're talking about. That really matters to me very, very much, really. What about you, Jessica? What is a dream or a hope?
I don't know. I like to help people, and I'd like to be able to say that I've helped somebody and that, you know, someone appreciates me. And I'd also like to always, you know, be stable in my life and know what I'm doing and that it's the right thing for me and know where I'm going and be able to get there.
You're a very sensible young lady. I think you're going to be able to find yourself. Gina, what about you?
I want to try to go out for the dreams that I have. I don't want to, you know, become old and everything and then look back and say, God, I wish I had done that. I want to try.
There are two things that Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross talks about in making life really happen. One is to love and give love, and the other is to do service and give service. Mara, any feelings about any of that stuff?
Well, are you talking about like
Dreams or hopes?
Yeah, whatever I want to do, I want to be successful and be happy with what I'm doing, you know, and know all along that I've done what
Children of celebrities share the same problems, concerns, fears, and wonders as we all do. There are two good books I want to recommend to everybody. Kathy Cronkite's wonderful book, On the Edge of the Spotlight, and Raymond Straight's wonderful book, Star Babies, in which he talks about all kinds of interesting anecdotes about the stars. Panel, you were fantastic. Fantastic. I really enjoyed you. This is Joe Feinstein for Teen Talk saying we'll see you soon. Take care.